How are you all doing today? It is Tuesday, October the 24th, around a little after 11 my time here in Milwaukee. The sun is actually out and it's supposed to get close to 80, which is a bit weird for Wisconsin in October, but I'll take it. So I hope everything is going well where you are. Let's see. What do we need to discuss? Okay, so we're on week 7, if I'm correct. Let me double check. I always teaching 2 courses makes your brain a little. Oh, we were about to be on week 8, cooperative collection management. So I hope you enjoyed this past week of deselection and preservation. I love the idea of. I was introduced to deselection as weeding when I was a page at a public library. So that's just what I call it. And I know some librarians are not big fans of weeding, but I love weeding. I found it it's kind of almost it's kind of relaxing. It's like decluttering, getting rid of stuff that is no longer relevant or needed, replacing it with something new and fresh. I'm a weeding fan. But you had quite a number of articles and a chapter to read in my interview with Lindsay Delaney. I thought the weeding shared ebook collection was interesting because honestly, I haven't done weeding within the digital realm. All my weeding has been, all my experiences have been with physical like books on the shelf. So it's interesting to hear about another side of weeding. And here comes Emilu. I fed her birds and squirrels yesterday, thought it would keep her over there occupied, but alas. So thank you all again for your excellent discussions as always. I am currently grading the part 1 of the collection management project. If you have any questions about part 2, please let me know. Again, any assignment that you all have that you submit through Canvas, I do provide feedback as well as a grade. So if you'd like to check feedback, it is there for you. So what's coming up next is, I need to get these graded now. That is on my priority to-do list thing today. Grade your part 1s because part 2 is due October 30th, which is just around the corner actually. Let's see, what else did I have to say? Try on the tip of my tongue. Again, if you need any help or have any questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email. I respond pretty quickly, and if I don't respond within a day or so, please just send me another email that says, well, hey, just touching base. I hope you all are enjoying the readings and finding some of it, or finding a good bit of it relevant right now with what just everything that's going on right here, right now. Came out a few days ago that the Menominee Falls School District here in Wisconsin is, it already happened, but last week they announced they were removing 33 books from their high school library. One of them is Slaughterhouse 5, Margaret Atwood, I think the book Wicked, and a number of other books. So it just is just weird when it's gets closer to home, I guess. Sorry, my computer is reminding me of things. Yeah, what else do I need to okay, so I have been through all the discussion for. You are not going to help me with that. Okay, so we're going back to discussions week 6 because I finished that a couple days ago, and then I'll be on to your case study that you worked on this up until today. So you're looking at assessing a collection, choosing one assessment method that was mentioned in the textbook, and talking about diversity audits, and also the Code for Lib journal, the editorial comment about really investigating who is checking out the book, if it's just one person checking it out a lot, where's the compromises and patron privacy, which is of course very critical to the work that we do. And you all had a very nice discussion. Let's see, I have a couple highlighted. Yeah, I think Jesse reminded me of the response for prompt 2. Patron privacy is such an important thing and is one of the big reasons the library world is so wonderful and why it works. And I like the comment that you added about patrons do willingly hand me their library cards to look at their account every day where I work. And yes, there's a vast amount of information that patrons do give you access to, and they probably honestly wouldn't, I doubt they would mind if you dug into what they're checking out and how often, just for circulation's sake. Again, this is one of those things that can be is complicated not complicated, it's just difficult to explain to the public about the work that we do, like circulation reports, knowing how many times our books or e-materials or anything is circulated, and why we use all that data. But it goes back to I don't think, Jesse, you pointed out exactly, but you touch upon it about the Don Betts article that we read a couple weeks ago about people perhaps not wanting you to know what they are reading because they are LGBTQ plus, or it's a sensitive subject that they're dealing with. And yes, we want to respect patrons' privacy as much as possible. And honestly, with the prompt 2, to me, I don't really see why it matters that the book is checked out. If it's checked out by 100 people, 50 people twice, one person 100 times, I don't think that's a huge issue. Maybe if you are severely lacking in space, but I don't see why that aspect would come up. Let's see. A lot of you mentioned ALA Code of Ethics, which is great. ALA is, it's the organization that speaks for us as librarians and library workers on a federal, national level. ALA has made some missteps in the past, so the Code of Ethics is, for the most part, on point. I'm trying to say this tactfully, but I think it's really important. I'm hoping to teach a whole course on critical librarianship, but it's also important to realize that ALA is an organization that's mainly driven by volunteers and driven by our by library and library workers, the dues that they pay every year. So they are mainly member driven, and there's a lot of different issues that come up that sometimes ALA takes maybe the more conservative route that would be a little surprising to some, that some librarians may agree with, some may disagree with, but it's good to keep in mind that ALA is still an organization, and you should always not question everything, or maybe question everything. I'm getting radical in my old age. It's good to reflect upon ALA and what they do and the work that they do and anything new that comes out from them. But the Code of Ethics, yes, is very relevant here. Let's see, and Addison, talking about assessing your collection is the most important thing you can do for your collection to keep it relevant to the patrons you serve. Yes. And I thought it was interesting because I thought your post was interesting because you seem to, let's see, we are part of a system of over 60 other libraries. The last library system I worked for, we had 3 libraries, and technically I think one of them could be called a service outlet. I don't know if that term's used anymore. Probably not. But it's 2, now it's 4. 3 decent sized librarians and 1 teeny tiny 1-room library back in rural Georgia. So it's interesting to me to see how larger library systems, larger public institutions do their weeding or look at patron checkout data or run reports, what kind of reports they run, how often. I mean, a lot of similarities, a lot of things overlap, but still it is unique in its own way. Let's see. And a couple of you mentioned list checking, which I think would be super helpful. I can see the downsides to it, as some of you mentioned as well. But it's good, particularly for a very specific collection, or maybe for a librarian who is new to building a collection, or new to this particular area, like poetry or something a little more, not niche, but a little that a list would come hand, like literature classics, or poetry. Thinking about some other books. I'm just looking at my own book collection and thinking about that. But the list checking would be very helpful. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Lots of interesting comments. I'm reflecting on when I did collection assessment back when I was a librarian. It seems so long ago, but we did a lot of circulation reports, and yeah, for the most part we went by the data from circulation reports. And now that I think about it, we should have done some other things, like look at books that were coming through interlibrary loan, books that are being put on hold quite often, just to really speak to our customers. It's kind of funny that now that I teach all this, I know I could be a much a really good librarian, just because I have learned so much from teaching and from you all. A good bit of you did not agree with the statement for prompt 2, which, again, I already said that I didn't really agree with it. I like a comment by Peter. By creating more data about patrons, there is more data that could be potentially breached and used against patrons. Yes. And this threat could come from the government looking for details about individuals. Yeah, we get into this sticky situation where, especially with the Patriot Act, I remember when I'm very old, so I remember when it first went into effect, and how just the library world kind of went panicked over it, understandably, trying to figure out how they could protect patron privacy. And I did appreciate there's a couple of you who are very interested in school libraries, and as I've done research on school libraries and with school librarians, but I've never actually worked in a school library, so it's interesting to me to always know more about how you all do collection development, and collection mapping seems to be a pretty popular one among the discussion. And the diversity audit is so interesting to me because I'm not 100% sure when it really became more common to do this. I know when I was a librarian, it was never mentioned. I never heard of it, but it's certainly important, especially now. I keep saying that in every video, especially now. And Laura, you mentioned kids being able to see themselves in books starting from when they are young can be so powerful. Yes, you want the library to reflect the community because it's really important. As always, community, community, community. Okay, let's see. What else do I have? So yeah, I really enjoyed this discussion. And so I'll be working on reading your discussion board posts for week 7. So what final day is today? So about your case study that digs in more into waiting, which is such a fun topic. Or maybe that sounds nerdy. I don't know. But we're all library people here, so hopefully it doesn't sound too nerdy. Yeah, what else? Yes, I am currently grading part 1, as I said multiple times. Your collection policies assignment was graded a little while ago, so go to the gradebook, check for feedback in your grade. If you need anything, if you have questions, comments, concerns, please send me an email, and don't hesitate to reach out if there's. I know I don't probably mention this every video, but my brain, I have a not great memory, so in the syllabus, in our course syllabus, I do have my personal instructor policy about mental health and well-being. So if something comes up in your life, somebody's in the hospital, you're struggling with mental health, depression, anxiety, or I don't know, you get in a car accident, something happens that disrupts your ability to complete an assignment or complete discussion board posts, please let me know as soon as you can. I know in the moment it's probably you need to focus on yourself, but let me know and we can figure out a way for you to get through this and get the assignment submitted and the discussion board posted. And remember, it's I try to remember it's just a course. It's not the end all be all of the world. What's most important is your mental health and your physical health, and your family and your friends, everybody. So that was a ramble about things that are important. Oh, I hope somebody watches these videos because that's amusing to me. Yeah, if you have any struggles about our our assignments coming up are, I mean, nothing really major. I mean, you don't have, in my other course, my foundations course, we have a final project, but the collection management project for this course is really interesting for me to grade, because I learn a lot about all these different areas, all these subject areas that you all investigate. And then, late November, we have the electronic licensing evaluation. Again, if that causes any confusion, please let me know. Honestly, licensing is not my area of expertise, especially anything and more in the law librarianship is not my strong point, but constantly learning, trying to do better. Let's see, anything else? Sorry, I have a very active street during the daytime in my apartment. But I don't think there's anything left for me to say. Hope you have a wonderful week and do something good for yourself out there in the world, wherever you are. Enjoy the fall weather. Hopefully, I know back home, I'm from rural South Georgia, so fall has not hit. It's still pretty warm. And in Wisconsin, colors are changing, the weather's changing in weird ways. But anyway, please reach out again if you need anything. I wore my Milwaukee shirt, highlighting that because Giannis signed his, if you keep up with sports, which I do not, but I did hear that he signed his 3-year contract or 3-year extension with the Bucks. So that's my sports relevant topic for today. Okay. Anyway, have a great day. I'll stop rambling.